Good evening. This is William, KO4DBP. I'll be calling the Western Piedmont Amateur Radio Club Evening Net. Our repeater is at 147.150 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 94.8. Echo link node is KO4DBP-L. We would like to thank the Mount Mitchell repeater into GE for allowing us to link our repeaters tonight for this memorial of W4BTW. Joe Marley, as everyone knows, he answered his final call on the radio across the airwaves and has returned home to eternity. And we'd like to take a few moments, and I have something to read here, and would like to take just a few moments to celebrate his life. And I asked everyone to hold their check-ins until I get done with this paper I have wrote here, and we'll just take some time to have a net celebrating Joel. All right, dropping the repeaters, more to follow. If a need arises to use the repeaters in an emergency, please call break and your call sign or name, and we will do our best to help. To my fellow amateur, I'm going to try my best not to lose it here. You may hear me crying. I'm going to try not to. My heart's heavy tonight, so please bear with me here. To my fellow amateur radio operators, we gather here tonight in honor to celebrate the life of Joe Marley, W4BTW. Joel went home to be with the Lord this morning. While we are saddened by his death, we celebrate his life and the knowledge that he is rejoicing in heaven tonight. At this time, I'd like to ask all operators to please hold all traffic as we make our last call to W4BTW. W4BTW, KO4DBP. W4BTW, KO4DBP. This is KO4DBP, and with a heavy heart, Joe Marley has answered his last call in the airwaves and has returned to home to be with his Lord and Savior. Joe, you were one of the first people to welcome me to amateur radio. You mentored me and gave me equipment when I needed it. Brother, you will be missed here on earth. One last call. W4BTW, KO4DBP. At this time, we will open check-ins. Please call KO4DBP or Net Control.
Net Control. Good evening, William. Here's M4STF Steve, Forest City. Net Control. Please check in Whiskey 4 Tango Zulu Alpha Dave out of Hickory.
KO4DBP, WA4OBC, Clyde Connolly Springs.
Yeah. Control. Check in KC4FM. Gene, you're along there.
Please check in Kilo 4, Uniform Victor X-Ray. Dave over in Lakemore.
Control, please check in and out KK4PHZ, Bill in Morganton.
Net Control. KN4TOZ, Kilo November 4, Tango Oscar Zulu, Dave in Collegeville. Control, please check in. KO4, RTZ. check in, a Kilo Juliet 4, Zulu Echo Oscar. KJ4 is EO, William here in Hendersonville. Net control, please check in, Kilo Whiskey 4, Echo Mike Foxtrot. That's KW4, EMF, this is Roger down at Spartanburg. Net control. Please acknowledge KI4 ZEK, Landon Maiden, North Carolina. Also, Miss Tammy, KJ4, KJN. Thank you for calling this net.
L4DBP. Check in and out, KO. Check in WA4TNG. James and Granite Falls. Good evening, William, and everyone on the net.
KO4DBP. If you would, check in Kilo Oscar 4, Zulu Tango, KO4, ZGT Dave and Crossmore.
Net control. Go check in and out, KO4, LPQ, Mike in Vale. Net control. Please check in and out, KM4, HNL, Isaac and Morganton. Net control. Please check in KJ4CZF, Bill in Conley Springs. Net control. Please check in KN4TZB, Kilo November 4, Tango Zulu Bravo, Josh in Morganton.
Alright, let's stop right there. Let me get these folks checked in. I got a few I messed up on, so if I missed you, let me know when I get through the list. Alright, we got a few regulars checking in and out. We got K4ICU Miss Harriet in Longview. We have KN4SLH Miss Cherie in Lenore. We have KK4PHZ Mr. Bill in Morganton. We have KO4LPQ Mike in Vale. And KN4HNL Isaac in Morganton. Alright, first on the list is Mr. Steve down in Forest City. KN4STF, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
Hey, good evening there, Mr. William and everybody on the net. Good to hear everybody in here tonight. I can say that Joel will really be missed by me. I met him on several different occasions. He's been here to the house once and really enjoyed his company when he was here. And met him at two different get-togethers we had. And I always enjoyed talking him into work every morning. I'd be on the radio with him every single morning when he'd go out at 7:40 or somewhere between 7:40 and 6:40 rather, and 6:45. I'd catch him on the airwaves just before 7 every day. Well, we'll turn it back over to you there. He really will be missed, that's for sure. N4STF.
Well, thank you, Steve. Yeah, he will be missed. And he was on there every morning. I get tickled every time I think about them boneless chickens. All right, next on the list is my cousin and good friend, W4TZA, Dave in Morganton. He's actually mobile, so I would say he's in Morganton. Comment for us, sir.
Net control, W4TZA. Let me make sure I made it in.
Yeah, you're clear.
good mentor. He's definitely gonna be missed. I'm gonna miss him right to work every morning. But yeah, it's heavy on my heart today, and that's about all I'm gonna roll with it right there for now. Love you, buddy, and I'll miss you. W4TW back to me.
Yeah, he will be missed on those morning rides. Alright, you be safe getting home and hug them youngins for me. Alright, let's go down to Shelby, and I was able to hear him pretty good. Let's see if he's still here. W4WNO, KO4DBP. Comment for us, sir.
KO4DBP in the group, W4WNO. Good evening, William. I appreciate you doing this part of the net this evening. Yeah, a lot of us are going to miss Joey a whole lot. See him do things for people that just absolutely blew my mind. He cared about this hobby. He cared about everybody who participated in this hobby. He was sort of about so many people. Again, thank you for conducting this last call on the net this evening. You are grateful. We look forward to seeing you when we get there where you get. Every three all around and have a good evening. W4WNO back there.
Alright, next up is Mr. Claude, WA4OBC, KO4DBP. Comment for us?
KO4DBP in the net, WA4OBC. Good evening to all. You got a good one going there, William. Oh, there's a lot of them come in there. Some I hadn't even heard before. But anyway, I've had a right good day. Yeah. Sorry about there, Joel. But we're all going to face it. I got a daughter. My oldest daughter there is facing that. The doctors have given her up. They said there's nothing now that they can do for her. She's had a terrible battle, been on dialysis for about 8 years. And everything in the world could be thought of, that girl has had it. But it's getting to the end of the line for her. Yeah, they told her they couldn't do anything else for her with everything that's taking place with her body. Yeah, they giving her some morphine at night so she can sleep some. But any time now we're going to lose her, but she's in the Lord's hands, not in mine. So thanks for calling the net. Everybody take care and just have a great night. So back to net. KO4DBP, WA4OBC. And it's a lot of noise on the repeater tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Clyde. Yeah, that's I think that's from the link. We're linked up with Mount Mitchell. All right, next on my list is KC4FM, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. And like Clyde said there, glad to hear people scattered around through the countryside or different counties or whatever. And speaking of Joel, I met him a couple of different times. We had a cup of coffee and talked on the phone a few times and everything. Didn't know him real good, but what little bit I did meet him and everything else, that I learned him pretty well. And I enjoyed talking to him on the radio as he would take off down to his mom and dad's. And I usually on Saturday morning or something like that, I'd get in here and talk to him good ways down the road. And seemed like a fine fella, no question about it. He'll be missed. And everybody take care and don't be next, put it that way. KC4FM.
All right, Mr. Gene. We appreciate it, and yeah, like Mr. Clyde said, we all gonna face it one day. That's for sure. So, prayers to Mr. Clyde's family and to Joel's family for sure. All right, next on my list is KO4ZZT, KO4DBP. Comment for us, sir.
KO4, ZZT, and the group. I can say I'm definitely going to miss Joel. I already miss him already. He was always lending a hand when and where he could for the amateur radio community. I had the pleasure of getting to see him when he came to help put up my antenna just after my house burned down. So made an impact on me, and he was very knowledgeable when it came to amateur radio, and I tell you what, leaving a big hole in the amateur radio community, especially here locally, for those of us who knew him. With that, back to KO4DBP.
All right, Dave. Thank you for that. Yeah, Joel had a heart of gold, that's for sure. And I know him and a bunch of people come up there when your house burnt down and got you back on the air. And we've been praying for you since. And just pray for the family and everyone who has needs in the community tonight. All right, let's go down to Lake Lure. K4. I hope I got this right. K4UVX. Dave, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
KO4DBP, this is K4UVX. Well, first, William, thank you and everyone else who made this arrangement to link up with the Mount Mitchell repeater. We definitely appreciate it. Joel's been a really good friend of mine for several years. He joined us up at the Marion Club, and that's where I met him. And he has been very instrumental in convincing me to move on up to my extra license, and he also got me involved in the VE program, which I will be forever grateful. It has been a joy to be involved in that VE program and help people get into ham radio, and he really convinced me it was a good thing to do. Not much else to say other than, boy, he is going to be missed. And what a wonderful, wonderful human being. So anyways, we're going to miss him a lot. And William, thanks again. We really appreciate you doing this. KO4DBP from K4UVX. Godspeed, Joel.
Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, he's gonna leave a big hole in it, like Dave said, gonna be leaving a big hole in the community. And I'm glad that you got your extra and working with the VE program. You guys do a lot for the community also. All right, next we have KK4PHC. He's in and out. And next is my other Dave. There's a lot of Daves in this area. My good buddy Dave up in Collettsville. KN4TOZ, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
Good evening, William, everybody on the net. KN4TOZ. What can you say? Sad day. I wouldn't be here, and I know Joel helped everybody. Everybody that's on here tonight knows that. I was a tech, happy to be a tech, had never, ever thought about moving on. I was content. It filled the bill for what I wanted. Met Joel, and he just kept kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking and helping, and you guys know the drill. And UVX and I were pretty much, I was, I think, about a week or two behind him getting an extra because of Joel. Fortunately for me, he was a super, super influence, and we became super good friends over the last couple of years. I feel privileged. I got a phone call this weekend. If you want to see me, get over here now, and I did. That's all.
All right, Dave. Yeah, I'm glad you got to see him before he left, and I know he appreciated that, and I know the family does also. And yeah, Joel, he's the one that pushed me to get my general, and like I said, I wouldn't be on the air without him because he, I couldn't afford an antenna or didn't have any way of putting it up. And him and TZA came out and took time out of their schedules to put me an antenna up. So, that just shows you how big of a heart he had. All right, the next call sign I don't have. I do apologize. I know it was a KO4. So if I miss you, I'm sorry. I didn't get the call sign. So next on my list is KJ4ZEO. I believe I got that right. KJ4ZEO, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
KO4RTG.
Okay, we got you there. KO4RGT, KO4DBP. Comment for us. I believe that was ZEO. KO4RGT, go ahead.
Romeo Tango Golf.
I think that's Tommy trying to get back to you, KO4RTG, but he's real noisy now. He was coming in good. And 4ST.
Yeah, he was really clear. I'm not sure what happened there. But we heard you, Tommy, and appreciate your comments. All right, next on my list is KJ4ZEO, KO4DBP. Comment for us. Okay, he must not be there. Okay, we'll move on. Let's get down and talk to Roger, see how he's doing. KW4EMF, thank you for letting us use the repeater. And Lincoln with Mount Mitchell. Comment for us.
Well, William, I'm going to try to make it in here. Well, we all know Joel, he was a good one. Like everybody else, I met him on the radio. Got to see him at some of our eating meetings, and me and Joel had some other things in common besides ham radio. He and I both flew radio-controlled airplanes, so that was a topic of our discussion sometimes, and among other things. He was one of my ride-to-work guys. I was on my way in, he was on his way in the mornings, and of course I have missed him for a while. And, what can we say? We all got to go that way, and I'm just glad he doesn't have to suffer anymore. And I too I will never forget those boneless chickens on the way to work. 73, Joel, and everybody else KW4 EMS.
All right, we appreciate it, Roger, and have yourself a great evening. And again, thank you for helping me get that set up. All right, let's go down to Maiden and get Mr. Lynn. KI4ZEK and KJ4KJN, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
On this net tonight for Joel, and we're going to miss him. He's a very intelligent man, and taught a lot of people a lot of things. And always enjoyed when I run into him at the ham fest and such, and a few of the meet and greets. With that, from Lynn and Tammy, our condolences to his family and all his friends. This is KI4ZEK. Thanks again.
We do appreciate you coming in tonight, and you and your wife have a great night. Next on my list, I'm not sure. I believe you had a comment, James. I'm not sure. I'm going to call you out anyway because I know you're here. WA4TNG, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
Good evening, William, and everyone on the net, and I'm going to do my best to keep this together as well. Yeah, I knew Joe. I talked with him every afternoon on his way back from work. That's when I usually called him and talked with him. He always wanted to talk with me, and I talked to him all the way usually to his house. He programmed the radio for me. Did charge me for it. He did a good job. Still got to get that one hooked up. I'm working on that. But he will be missed. I know he's a good father, a good husband, and a good, he was good to take care of his parents as well. So, place. And I'll see you one day along with Michael Lee. WA4TNG.
That's right. We'll see him again one day up there in heaven. And you have yourself a good evening, Mr. James, and we'll hopefully hear you in the morning. All right, I got those. Let's go down to talk to Bill. KJ4CZF, KO4DBP. Comment for us.
Well, good evening there, William, and everyone on the net. This is KJ4CZF. I never actually got to meet Joel, but I did run into him on a few Zoom meetings, and he was always knowledgeable there. He seemed to be a real likable guy. I'm sure if I'd have met him, I would have liked him. But I was glad I got to see him and watch him on the Zoom meetings and hear him talk and everything. I'm sure he'll be missed. It's KJ4CZF. I'll turn it back to net control.
All right, thank you, Bill. Have yourself a great night. Next on my list is KN4TZB, KO4DBP. Comment for it, Josh.
Josh out of Morganton. Back when David and I first tested, we all tested with Joe, and all got our technician license all together. And then about a month later, we ran into him at the Ham Fest, and he was getting his general. And me and David lagged a little bit behind, but next time we went to see him, he already had his extra. So I mean, it was wild seeing him go through it. Good getting to know him. He kind of served as a mentor for us, but he'll be greatly missed. And we'll all move on without him, but he'll be greatly missed. All right, we'll turn it back over. KN4TZB.
All right, thank you, Josh. All right, I'm at the end of the list. Anyone who didn't get on the list for check-ins, you please call KO4DBP and net control. This is a linked repeater system, please take time to let the repeaters drop, and let the link become stable. So, any more check-ins, please call KO4DBP or net control.
KX4 TX.
That last one, AX4, can you come back to me again, please?
Net control, please check in Kilo X-Ray 4, Tango X-Ray Bravo, KX4 TXB. This is Brandon, formerly of Marion, North Carolina, now in Orlando, Florida. Net control, please check in Kilo India 4, Foxtrot Victor Oscar. This is Todd. Net control, please check in Kilo Golf 4, Juliet India Alpha, KG4JIA Dennis and gas station. Check in WQ4 and C. Be Hank and Hickory there.
Alright, let me stop it right there and get these fine folks checked in. We've got KJ4PPF in Marion. We got KX4TXB in Florida. And we got Todd, which apparently got his call sign wrong. It's KI4FEO. And then KG4JIA and WQ4NC. So let me start up here with Mr. Curtis. KJ4PPF, KO4DBP, comment for us. Crap. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I rebooted. If you catch it with an IDs, it reboots. So we'll try that again. KJ4 PPF KO4 DBP. Comment for us. You pretty broke up there, Curtis, but I think I was able to make out what you said. So you have a great night. All right, let's go down to Florida. KX4TXB. Brandon in Orlando, Florida. Comment for us.
Good evening, William, and everybody on the net. Just wanted to say that I was one of the fellows that had the opportunity to test with Joe when we all went for our technicians at the same time. Had the opportunity to speak with him several more times over the years.
and I always really enjoyed talking to him. Very knowledgeable person, always a joy to talk with, and he will absolutely be missed. So thank you, William, for calling the net tonight, and 73s to everybody on the net. I'll turn it back over to net control.
Thank you for coming by, Brandon, and yeah, Joel will be missed for sure. All right, KI4FVO, and I really hope I got that right. I do apologize. Comment for us, sir.
KO4DBP. KI4FVO's Todd in Conley Springs. Good evening, William, everyone on the net. Yes, I did have a short story to share. Was having a little bit of an issue with my HF radio. Display got messed up on it, and Joel found out that I was having a problem with it. He called me on the phone, said he'd come take a look at it. Well, he walked in here and took one look at it. He said, "Oh yeah, I can fix that," and I gave him my HF radio. He took it home, brought it back the very next day, hooked it up and plugged it in. And I tell you what, the display is better than factory. I mean, that thing is stellar. I mean, he was just perfect with it. So I've got a little piece of legacy sitting here on my desk, but that's I guess that's all for tonight. I want to send out a special 73s to our friend Joel. So KI4FVO.
All right, Mr. Todd. Like I said, I got an antenna in the trees that was his, and he come in and with TZA and put it up, and I'll cherish that forever now. Yeah, he surely is going to be missed. I'm sure we'll get with you and Greg about when arrangements are made about getting some flowers sent. So I'll let you know if I hear anything, and I'm sure Dave TZA will be in contact with the family. All right, KJ4JIA, KL4DBP. Comment for us, sir. Okay, KJ4JIA, KL4DBP. Comment for us.
Comment, net control, KC4FM. How old was it, KC4FM?
I believe it was, shoot, I wrote that down and missed it. It was May 8th, 1960 to today, July 6th, 2022. That put him, what, 62? Yeah, 62. All right, let's go down and get my last check-in here, and then we'll ask for some more check-ins. WQ4NC, KL4DBP. Are you still there, Hank? Comment for us.
KO4DVP. Good evening, William. Good evening to everybody that are on the net tonight. WQ4NC. I think I got to meet Jewel was one or twice at a couple of meetings there, in my remembrance of everything there. At that time, was a nice fellow, and everything seemed to work out there. But I didn't, like I said, didn't get to learn him real good, but I met him a couple times there. You know, it's good to hear everybody there tonight. Everybody that's listening, I've been listening to it there, and everybody's sounding real good there. Good to be here tonight there. Everyone take care of that. WQ4NC, be Hank and Hickory there. 7-3s, back to you. Please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hank. We got you in there. All right, I'm at the end of the list. Any more check-ins to the Wednesday evening net, please call KO4DBP or net control.
KO4DBP, please check in. Kilo Bravo 4 Delta Kilo Whiskey, Daniel, north of Lenore.
Net control, please check in W4 KBK, South Carolina. New to the net. A new mobile in the house. Hoping I'm making the trip up the mountain. And condolences to all of you who lost your buddy. Didn't know the individual, but heart goes out to all of you who did.
Alright, let me get these two fine folks checked in. I got KB4DKW and I got W4KBK. So let's talk to Mr. Daniel, our club, the Western Piedmont Amateur Radio Club president. He's north of Lenore. KB4DKW, KO4DBP. Comment for us, sir.
KO4DBP, KB4DKW. Good evening, William. Thanks for calling the special net. And Mr. Joel will be greatly missed. I just remember so many conversations we had. I used to work in High Point, so I kind of knew the area that he grew up in. And I think he told me he's from Sophia, North Carolina, and went to Randleman High School, and he knew some people that I knew. But I'm just thinking about his wife, Kim, and his daughter, Heather, and he's already lost one son, Bradley, and also Mr. Jason there. And I was just thinking about them, and they're in our hearts and our prayers. And their father was just a great man, and the husband a great man. And I remember the first time I met Joel was at Redwood Park at the Lenore ARRL Field Day, and neither one of us were hams at the time, but he showed me some stuff that he was interested in, some kind of a cell phone app, like a walkie-talkie cell phone app, and things just went from there. But he just, from what I understand, that every hobby that he gets into, he throws it all. He's into horses and flying model airplanes, and just had to keep his mind busy. And I appreciate folks like that. And anyway, I'm glad I got to see him about a month ago. And that's about it. And take care. Everyone have a great night. And thanks for stopping by our net. This is KB4DKW, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Daniel, and thank you for the kind words. And everybody, please keep Joel and Joel's family in your thoughts and prayers as they go through this time of grieving. All right, let's go South Carolina. I hope I got that call sign right. W4KBK, KO4DBP. Comment for us. W4KBK, KO4DBP. Comment for us if you're still around. Alright, nothing heard, so I'll do one last call for check-ins to the Western Piedmont Amateur Radio Club's Memorial Net to Joel W4BTW. Please call Net Control or KO4DBP.
Control, Kilo Mike 4, Quebec to Alpha Charlie, Bob, in Hudson.
PM4QAC, KO4DBP. Comment for us, sir.
Evening on this sad day for everybody. Yeah, Joel just worked about a mile and a half from where I live, and he's been by here before, but we often ran into each other over at the Walmart grocery store here in Hudson, because he would often go there for his lunch at the deli, and it's unbelievable how many times we ran together there, saw each other. He'll be missed for sure. KM4QAC back to net control.
Okay, Mr. Bob, thank you for the comment. All right, one last call for check-ins. Please call KL4DBP or net control. Okay, I had a recheck in there. Go ahead.
I got it back together now there, William. Yeah, I just couldn't finish up. Yeah, Joel's been a great friend to me. And like I said, I've learned a lot from him. I've enjoyed the laughs. And me and him always joked around. Yeah, he's been a good friend to me. Man, he loves my little boy to death. Donna made him a video. He got to see it the other day. Donna told him he loved him and everything. But oh yeah, he's definitely always gonna be in my heart every morning on my ride to work. But he's just a different individual as far as I don't think I've ever met anybody that opened up his arms like he has to me. Anything I ever needed, he'd always, he'd get it, help me out with it or whatever, and it's just always a blessing. There's old TZA Dave. I used to hear that all the time in the morning. First thing I threw my call sign out. He'd say, "There's old TZA Dave." And we get to rambling. We'd hold it for 30 minutes, And I don't know. I just ain't. I miss that in the mornings and miss just that part of my radio days, And hopefully I'll find somebody like him again to talk to on the radio again. So I'll send it back to net control. I think everybody that's jumped in here today and shared their stories of how Joel's helped and whatnot. And till we see him again. This is Whiskey 4 Tango Zulu Alpha 73s to W4BTW for one last time. And I'll send it back to net control.
All right, Dave. Yeah, he'll be in our hearts, and like everybody said, if you didn't know Joel in the mornings, he always had his breakfast always consisted of on the road 2 hard-boiled eggs, and we got to calling them up there on the Mount Mitchell repeater. We got to calling them boneless chickens, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. And so if you ever eat a boiled egg, you think of Mr. Joel and them boneless chickens. All right. Well, we've been going on for about an hour here, so I'll do one last call for check-ins in case there's any stragglers out there. Any last check-ins, please call KO4DBP or net control. Alright, nothing heard. Again, the Western Piedmont Amateur Radio Club would like to send its condolences and its thoughts and prayers to the family of Joe Marley, W4BTW. And just let you know if there's anything anything we can do to help, please let us know. He'll be greatly missed. As everyone knows, he was the vice president of our club, and he served the position well, and he will be dearly missed. At this time, I'll call for a moment of silence, please, to remember Joel, and know that he's answered his last call on the airwaves to go to his eternal home. We miss you, Joel, and we're happy that you're now healed and not in any more pain. And 7-3's brother, all of us at Western Piedmont Amateur Radio Club, and from the Mount Mitchell group. KL4DBP will be clear for one last time with W4BTW. We would like to thank the Mount Mitchell repeater and the folks there for allowing us to link our repeaters together to honor Joel. I will be dropping the link in 1 minute. We thank for everyone who come out. We had a total of 33 check-ins, and that just shows you how many people he touched in the amateur radio community. And there's countless more. Joel, as everyone knows, Joel was big on HF and doing digital modes and stuff like that. So he's talked around the world, and like I said, a great voice in the amateur radio community has gone silent. Fly high, brother, and we'll see you on the flip side. This is KO4DBP returning the repeaters back to its normal amateur use, and we had 33 check-ins.